Do you ever feel like no matter what you do, you can't seem to get rid of that awkward feeling in your body? Like any social situation you go to, like you're just stuck in your own head. Your brain is telling you some things that you know for a fact is making it even more awkward. Or thinking every single word to say, every move. Oh, what is my body language right now? I should be like this, like that. But you just become even awkward. Here's the truth. It's not you. It's your past programming. But the good news is you can rewrite those stories from now on. And let me show you exactly how to do that. Because most people think being socially awkward is just who they are. They think they have like this personality flaw. Because I used to think that I was doomed. I used to think that I'm going to stay the same and never change. But I realized that I was telling myself that I was that person. I was telling myself I was socially awkward. And that dictated my whole fucking life. And one day I was like tired. I was like, fuck it. I'm tired of this bullshit. I need to do something about it. I went to YouTube and searched up like things like this. And what they say is like, oh, just talk to people. Just be confident. Fake it till you make it, right? And it doesn't work. It didn't work for me. And it might not be working for you too. In this video, I'm going to exactly show you how to break it. No bullshit guide on how to do that. Because the thing is, it's not about learning more social skills. It's not learning about, oh, just smile with your eyes, right? Not all of that shit. You already know what to do. You already know you have to go out there, talk to that person, be comfortable in your own skin. You can't. And I'm going to show you exactly why it is that and an actionable step at the end of the video that actually get rid of that. Let's get it, right? So when I told that the past program you have, right, the things you're telling yourself is so crucial. Because the thing is, sometimes we don't even know that you're telling ourselves. We are telling ourselves those stories. We think the stories we are telling ourselves is the truth. Because our brain cannot comprehend what happened in the past, today, or tomorrow. So the only thing your brain has right now is the past things and past stories. And the present is becoming past every single time. And the past comes back. Yeah, or it's kind of confusing here. But when you realize that the past stories you've been telling yourself is the dictator of your future. Now, understanding that part, that your past, things that happen, like let's say you embarrass yourself, you give that meaning of that. Now that's repeating more in the future, and that future becomes your past. And the more the cycle just goes and goes, no matter how much you learn all that shit, nothing's gonna work until you don't understand this one thing. So here's the excellent stuff for this part, right? Start questioning those stories because you know those stories are not real. They happen. But the meaning you give to it is causing you how you feel about it. And it's causing you how you act towards it. So that's the second part. What you think causes how you feel. Let's say you think about some negative stuff that causes you to feel depressed, anxious, all those negative emotions or positive emotions. It depends on what meaning you give to it. So the thought, the feeling, and the action. And the action comes from those thoughts, feelings, right? And how you express. And now, this is why I don't like why people say, oh, you need to have a certain body language. You cannot have a certain body language or things in social interaction until you don't have the first thing that's causing the superficial stuff. It's not learning about some body language, all that bullshit. It's understanding what caused it at the first place. So if you don't understand the thoughts you're having right now that dictates all these things, then you're gonna stay stuck. That's why here's the thing. The hardest part in life is actually thinking. Thinking and being conscious of the thoughts you're having because now we just accept it like this is who we are, nothing I can change about it. And the thing is I used to feel that way. I used to feel that, okay, I'm brown and all that shit means this is who I am. I cannot change because my brain doesn't have another information about me. Now, when you actually inquire those questions, when you question those questions, when you question the stories, you can easily understand that you are not that person anymore. I'm going to show you how, at the end of the video, how to detach yourself from that thought and script a new future for you. So let me emphasize this one thing, why you are just having this repeated life every single time. Let's say you're having the same thing, you're trying to change yourself, but it seems like you're still having the same script of your life, this past things is dictating your future and how to how to get rid of it, right? The first thing you have to realize that we have around 60 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. The surprising part here is that 90% of them are same as yesterday. And that's why people are in this cycle of living the same life, right? And the story they're using is dictating how they feel and how they act. Your advantage of understanding the situation is that the stories you have, you can change the meaning you give them. Because here's the thing. Let's say there's a coin, right? Let's say there's something that happened in your life. Let me give you an example that's gonna like drive home about the meaning and attachment you give to. Let's say you walk into a room, right? And people are just having fun and laughing, but you decided to give the meaning that they are laughing at you, right? At us, right? And when you understand the fact that we don't know the thing, we don't know that they might be laughing at something else, but we decided to give that meaning that they're laughing at us. Now that story you are telling yourself. Let's say somebody else goes there and has the same scenario, but they have a whole different fucking meaning. They give like, oh shit, they're having fun. Let me just go there and talk to them, right? But in the other hand, if I go there and I feel like shit, they're laughing at me, I'm gonna like fucking hateful to them and react. My attitude is gonna be towards that. So now understanding that part, that we have the power to change the meaning. And I'm telling you, this is not that easy as it sounds, right? At first, it's gonna be hard for you to understand how to give the meaning. Now you understand the meaning you give is how it affects, right? So, like, let me tell you, right? It's a coin. The things that happens in life is a coin. Each side has its opposite. A coin is just a coin. It's neutral. But the meaning you give to it, right? Let's say this is the positive, this is the negative. You look at the thing and you have the power to give the meaning. We can tell like shit, this is something negative, and that shit is gonna, what do you call that stuff? I forgot. You are going to be the one who gives the meaning to it. I'm not repeating here, but until you don't emphasize the meaning you give, because the meaning you give can affect the feel. Let's say your thoughts are like positive. That positive, you're gonna feel positive and you're gonna act positive, right? And the meaning you give can affect how you feel and how you act. Oh, and by the way, if you want more help with this and have direct help from me, we have a whole free private community just for that. And you can just click the first link in the description if that's something you really dive into. So now let me explain how to detach yourself from those thoughts and give a different meaning to it. So you can stop being that awkward guy and start actually do the things you really want and express yourself as you want, right? Be comfortable, at ease and everything. So here's the thing. The reason why, and the biggest reason why you have to detach yourself from your thoughts is that every thought has a frequency. I'm gonna be trying to be woohoo here, right? But understand this fact, it's gonna really help you out here. Every thought has a frequency as to how intense, no, let's say the thought is a frequency. And the meaning we give to it or how attached we are is the intensity level. So the emotion, right? Let's say one thought about, let me just show this to you. Let's say this, right? This is just a thing. It's not positive or bad, is the meaning we give to it, right? When I think about this, nothing happens in my mind. It's not negative or positive. Let's say somebody like hurt you, all that stuff, or let's say a person who really hurt you, all that stuff. The frequency of that thought that appears is really strong that your body acts. First, it thinks, then it feels the strong emotions, and then it acts in a negative way. When you understand the three concepts, I'm telling you, you're ahead of 99% of the people because they don't even know this shit. They only know like superficial bullshit like, oh, I gotta say this thing at this time and I gotta wait for him to say this so I can say that. Nothing works like that. And you have the thinking part in check. Everything else is just falls on the line. The foundation you need to have is so strong because you know that saying, right? You cannot build a fucking house in the sand because if you just do that, everything crumbles. It's the same thing in social situations. So that's more of a like big thing I wanted to say. Have the foundation strong, everything is gonna be all right. Now you know that every thought has an emotion we have attached, and how attached we are causes how we feel and that emotion. Now, to detach ourselves, let me run through really quick about this. It's gonna get really deep. So if you feel like you wanna have this thing in check, let me just show it to you, right? Think about the thoughts you're having right now. Have the inventory of your thoughts. Just observe them. Don't judge it. Don't give any meaning to it. Just observe them. After doing that, observe how you feel. Observe them, right? Observe how you feel. Like just check it out, like from your inner eye. I don't know what the fuck you call that. Now, if you can actually see your thoughts, if you can observe your thoughts, and if you can observe how you feel, then you're not them. Think about it. You're not them. It means those do not belong to you. It's part of your brain and it's part of your body. So if you think about it, the reason why we get so much emotionally attached to something and we give so much meaning to it is because every thought that appears, right? We are too attached. We are that like a thought of happens, something from past. We attach, like, oh, I'm this person. I'm this person. This is thought. This is me. Oh, I'm this person. Oh, this happened to me. Right? And then when you understand, when you can absorb that thought, detach yourself. You can see the thought. You can see the thought and you can give meaning to it or not. It's just neutral. And then you can give a positive meaning to it. That's how you change the meaning. Understand when you detach yourself and see the thought for the thought and not for who you are and how it affected you, can actually change. It's the same thing for your feeling. If you can absorb your feeling, and you're not the feeling, you are the one who's absorbing the feeling. It's this thing here. I don't. It sounds like woohoo, um, hippie shit, right? But I'm sorry, this changed everything. I can like anything can happen in my environment, and in the internal state, it's gonna be the same thing. It's not gonna crumble anything. Anything that happened because let's say every shit happened, the worst case scenario happened in your life. If your internal thing, your internal state, the one is absorbing is in check, nothing's gonna face you. And that's what I'm talking about here. We're not talking about some bullshit. This is exactly how you become the person you want to become. Detach yourself from the thought, from the feeling, meaning absorbing those things. And then consciously, it takes effort at first. It's not going to be easy. I'm going to tell you, like, maybe repeat this part a few times. Detach yourself, consciously give the meaning to it to be positive, and then live your life. At first, it takes some time to start reviving your brain as that way. When you revive your brain, it might take you some few days, a few weeks, or some, let's say 30 days to actually do this consciously every single day. So let's say a thought happens. You don't have to engage it, but let's say that that thought gives you so much emotions. That's when you detach. So let's say the thought happened. A thought just happened. It just goes. But let's say a thought really, really intrigued you. It gave you so much emotions, right? Take the inventory, catch the thought, detach yourself. Then when you detach, you can actually give positive meaning to it. That's, my friend, how you can consciously build your life and become the socially confident guy you want to be. Because once you start rewriting your stories, you tell yourself, it's a matter of time you become the person you want to become. I don't even went down deep here, but I'm telling you, once you start doing this, everything in life is gonna start changing. So let me just recap everything for the detachment part, right? Every time the thought happens, right, and the emotion is so strong, detach yourself. Don't judge it. Just absorb for the thought. And then when you detach yourself from the thought, change the meaning give to a positive one. And then engage or where you want, and then write the script you want to have in your life. That's how you actually consciously build your life and the things you give meaning to it. In a matter of a few days, I can't wait to actually change your life. If you want to get more deeper into this, our community members are getting crazy results, and they're having a lot of like fucking things inside and all that stuff. And if that feels something like you really, really want to understand this into deeper levels, surround yourself with people who are actually getting some results and want to surround yourself with people who are doing things, because after this, it's like people just watch content like this. Oh, I'm going to do something. But the next day it doesn't happen because it's not even your fault, to be honest. That's how our mind works. It's motivated at that time, but next day forgets and just leaves the life as it was. So I would say like you have to make the decision. It doesn't matter if you want to join my community, right? It's free, but you can join the community. But start taking responsibility of your life from now on. You are the conscious creator. You are the one who create your life. So you want to create your life and become the person you want to become. That's a socially confident. You want to start taking action right now. Take the decision, because if you do, everything else is just gonna fall. So if that feel like you really, really want to make a change, click the first link in the description and I'll see you there. All right. Take care.